Louie C. the Mayor. Boy, the biggest day of the year has come finally. Election day. It is 6:45, so I expect a little bit after 7 o'clock we're going to get some results in. Thank you for FloridaKeysInjury.com. Lawyers for all accident in the Keys. If you have an accident on a moped, car, bicycle, or God forbid in that big ocean, go local with FloridaKeysInjury.com, 302 Southern Street. And Dr. B, the #1 doctor in America, Advanced Urgent Care, Key West Marathon and Key Largo, AUC 89. Finally, affordable health care. What a plan on this $89. You get to go in and do all your checkups. And this is the best thing that's ever come to the Keys because it's catered to the Keys. And I don't even think my man right here knows about this. It's Paradise, 124 Duval Street. 20 years I've been looking for a new spot to eat Latin food and finally found one. Now, unfortunately, you're going to get lost 3 times when you go there. But when you find it, you're going to say, man, I can't believe I'm a conch and I've never been here. You know about this place?
No, I don't, but I remember, you know what? You flashback El Cibonnet when it was on Duval Street.
Yeah, that's classic. So,
yeah.
So thank you all for coming in on the podcast. We're taking all questions right now. It is definitely going down. We're going to have the mayor race settle. We're going to have the commission race settle. So we want to know who you like. Come on in and let me know where y'all watching from. Hit the notifications right over here. Whoop! And those y'all watching worldwide on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Hit right over here. Hit the subscribe button. Whoop! And if you want to reach Dowses, sponsor our show, inbox us. So right now, Fats, I know you world famous, but we coming in on YouTube. There's a lot of people checking in from out of town that are not going to be able to see election results here locally. So we're going to make it happen. Can you please give these people an introduction who don't know anything about you, so like that they know what time it is?
Real simple, just another Key West resident, Tony Yaniz. As you know, I really answer to fact. So that's what I do and what I am. I had the honor of serving the community for 4 years as a city commissioner and been community active for the last 40 years. And it's funny because she told me, make sure your voice projects. And I'm thinking, here we got a conch and a Cuban. Yeah. Is that going to be a problem?
It's called Two of America's Most Wanted in the same place on the same podcast right now. Look, you got fans coming in. Slick Vic, what does numbers looking like? Look, so listen, I don't know if you all know this, but when you leave the commission, they give you a bat phone. This is for like a state championship. So this bat phone, when it go off, it's going to be for real. You know, you serve your time, the least they can do, because, you know, it's a lot of time out there.
Yeah, it's a bat phone.
You got Mark Reed say, what's up, Fats? So he's checking in. Come on in right now on the podcast. We're going to have all the results here coming in. As soon as we get them, you're going to get them. We got somebody on standby on that bat phone, and we're going to make it happen. So look, me and Fats, we've been doing this for a long time. Fats taught me a whole bunch of things. Thank you. He's been around forever down here in the Keys, and when I was a kid, he used to run a lot of the different bar organizations, and he taught me a lot, and I just want to thank you for that. So right now, me and Fat's gonna go ahead and give our predictions. So let's start with the easy ones and work our way up to the mayor, because the mayor is
sure.
Okay,
I think that's a good format.
Yeah. So bottom line on the prediction, let's go ahead with whatever commissioner, which race you want to talk about first.
Let's talk about Billy Warlow's race.
Okay. You go first on this one, and on the next one I go first.
You know, I'll tell you a little bit. Every now and then I get privy to some rumors around town, and I heard a couple of times from a couple of very reliable people that Rick Haskins originally wanted to run against Billy because he thought, or for Billy's district, because Billy wasn't going to run, and it's irrelevant. But I think this one that Billy Warlow wins easily. Mr. Ingram is a nice guy. He did a great job, a great outstanding job at Aqua for the community. Every event that the community reached out for using his bar and stuff, he was great at it. But I just think Billy Warlow brings a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, a lot of background to the table. So to me, that's a no-brainer. I think Billy Warlow wins that hands down.
Okay, so
your call on the next one.
Well, can I say my opinion on the Warlow?
Of course.
Okay.
I apologize.
Okay. So I agree, and Fats has been he's being very nice. I believe that Warlow wins in the landslide. I know Kimball, because I do a lot of events over at the club at the sidebar on the side of Aqua, which Kimball actually releases his interest in there to his dad.
Yeah.
And I hope Warlow wins. I think my prediction, he'll win in a landslide. And the man, this is his last term, so I like to see people finish their terms. As you know, you can't do a lot in 2 years. You got to finish out, especially when you first start.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And look at Billy's background. I mean, he fireman, came up through the ranks, outstanding fire chief, always accessible, brought the fire department into the 21st century. Done an outstanding job on the commission. Although I got to tell you, there were times when I was expecting him to speak out in my fight against the mayor.
And just say it like it is.
And he would just look at me and smile. But I love Billy, and I appreciate what he's done for the community, and I think that's an easy victory for him.
Got you. I definitely agree. And listen, in Miami, not so much, but in Key West, Fats, you've been here for a million years. You still got time to vote 7 o'clock. You still can make it, because from point A to point B,
yes,
you could still move 305 292 3416. If you lost what precinct you need to go to, call right there, because I just checked the supervisor election open to 7, and they'll tell you exactly what we got. We got 9 minutes. 9 minutes is showtime, but we can make it. In Key with Miami, no. Let me see who else we got here. Well, Fat, you got a lot of fans out here.
And I just want to say to Mick Reed, great barbecue, brother. Smoke on the water, great barbecue.
Where's this at? Hold on.
Right on Garrison Bite. He's got that floating houseboat.
That's his?
Oh my God, great food.
Right across from Miami Subs?
Yeah, barbecue corn. That's all I'm going to say. Everything else is outstanding, but barbecue corn is.
I'm on my way. Look, see, my apology. I should know this.
Sure.
So what's it called?
Smoke on the water. Smoked on the water.
I like Mr. Reed. He's a very hard worker, and he's been here for a while. Anybody trying to do business here, I support him. Boy, look, there's one of your team members. Boy, came strong. Fats for mayor.
Ron Bailey.
Fats for mayor. That's your account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was my boy. He helped me a lot, just like you did during my campaigns, and I'm always grateful for stuff like that. And Ronnie's a guy who I think really's got a handle on the community and being dedicated to what happens here, and I think he understands politics. And quite frankly, Ronnie, when are you going to throw your hat in, bro?
Yeah, for sure.
We need people to run for office. That really creates a great set of dynamics, because I frankly believe that our founding fathers never intended for anyone to serve 20, 30 years in anything. And I think that's one of the issues that Congress has today, by the way. So I think that I encourage Ronnie and other people, throw your hat in the ring, win, lose, draw. It's great for the community.
Another fan here, look, boy, you big on Facebook. Martha Marshall says, miss you on the diocese, Mr. Yaniz. Me and Fats, I always talk to Fat when we're going to get back in business, but he still don't want to go in, but you never know. You can never say never. Right opportunity come, you right back in there. Because I'm going to tell you one thing about Fats, we keep it blood raw here, right, on the podcast. We say
that's why I come here.
Fats curse me out sometimes. I curse him out. We don't do it often.
No.
But we never hold a grudge, because that's who we are. So you can't fault anybody for who they are. So if you keep it 100, like I said, there's nothing that you could do and say about that person.
Some people have a problem with people like you and me, Louie, because we're very straightforward, and obviously I failed as a politician. I
don't think you failed.
Well, thank you. I lost 2-1 in the re-election bid, but you know what? I don't sugarcoat it. I don't put a filter on it. I tell it like it is. But I'm going to tell you, before Terry ran against Margaret, she reached out to me and she said, "Commissioner, are you running? Because if you are, I won't." And I said, "No, I'm running for the county line. I'm not running for anything." But you never can say never. If it falls on me to serve my community again, of course. Okay. That doesn't mean I want to run for anything. But I'm just saying, you never say never.
And I'll be on the campaign again. I don't even know who the opponent's got to be. I'm with you.
Thank you.
So now let's go get into the good old boy Commissioner Lopez race. Okay, so now it's my turn to go first, and then you go, and then we'll go from there. That's okay.
Sure.
So I call this one going to a runoff. I don't think anybody's going to get the 50+1. That's how I see it. I'm 1,000,000% behind Clayton Lopez. I have to be. One of my mentors. He groomed me when I was with the Soda City Breakers. So like you say, I go through the wall through that man, and the man served his time. He put a lot of effort. And I'm just with him 1,000,000%. I'm blood in, blood out. I don't know no other way to be.
Yeah. Clinton and I go back a long, long ways. We served together in the commission, and I think probably if I had to say, I had to pick one commissioner, one person on that dais that agreed, that he and I agreed more than anybody else, it was Clayton Lopez. And our background, our issues, civil rights, etc. I think we're close to that. But just to give you a background, I washed cars for Duncan Ford with his brother Calvin.
Wow.
I think in 74, 73 or 74. So me and Clayton go back a long way. So just full disclosure, Dr. Ryan, Dr. Ryan's my chiropractor. And Dr. Ryan said, what do you think about me running for office? I think everybody should run for office. I really do. I think you guys do. But I said, but by the same token, I love you. I think you're great. And if you get elected, I'll support you. But me and Clayton got too much blood in. Me and Clayton go back way too far.
Well, call the election for me. What you think? It's straight up for the people. And don't sugarcoat. This is why we're here. You got to say what it is. I'm calling it. I'm calling it that it's going to run off. What you think?
It breaks my heart, but I think Ryan's going to beat him.
So you think Ryan comes out victorious?
I'm not saying that I support that.
This is how you calling it.
It will break my heart because I love Clayton and I love him. He's poured his whole life and blood into this community. I love Clayton, and I certainly, if I lived in the district, I would vote and support him. And there's a sign in my house that says Clayton Lopez.
I hope you miss on that one.
You know what? You're asking.
You won't be mad if you miss.
No, I'll be real happy. You asked me to be a political analyst. I'm being a political analyst.
Yeah.
I'm giving it to you, and I know Clayton understands. This is not a shot at Clayton.
Blood raw is called.
Blood raw. Yeah, okay. Blood raw. I think Ryan's going to upset him. I really do.
Tangela Edwards, what's up, girl? Shout out to who is Michael Knows on production today. That boy working hard. Jennifer, if Rossi does win, can the Fantasy Festival be rescued? Absolutely. I don't think so.
Resurrected? No, I don't think so. A lot of these decisions come A, from the governor, or B, from the county. Look,
not enough time to.
Look, Fantasy Fest is all these tourism. Look, here's the issue that we have. You have a true conundrum. You have
a conundrum means like a mess.
A conundrum is when you're equally torn by both sides of the issue. Okay, that's a true conundrum. So here's what you got. You got a pandemic that's killing people, right? You don't want to bring the thing home to grandma and kill her. I get that, but you have an economic disaster, right? So that's the other side of it. That people are out of work, people can't pay their bills, people can't feed their kids. So it's a true conundrum. And then there's the third issue. Human beings are social animals. Human beings like to be around each other. So this is really counterintuitive to what the human race has done forever and ever. Having said that, with the numbers the way they are, do we open up our city in October for 50 to 60 to 70,000 people from all over the world to come down? I'm sorry, I can't. I see the economic side. I can't support that.
No, and I agree with you. Number one, coming from a promoter standpoint,
right?
The best shot that we had was like 30 days. I try to get them to make a decision 30 days out, either yes or no, because that's as much as you could, wing it. Because as a promoter, you could do certain things. It might not be what it was before for the festival, but I respect the decision. If it had to be made, I would say you have to shut it down when they made that decision. You got Avita checking in, saying, Tony, thank you for the support for my dad. So like I said, you won't be upset if that man comes on top. So now, this goes back to fact. Now we're going to get to the real meats and potatoes. And listen.
Have we got any other commissioners running?
No, I know we got to get to it. So listen, so go ahead and let me know what y'all think. Because first of all, if you voted, thank you. And you know what gets my blood pressure? Me and your blood pressure, we kind of work the same. When I call people on the phone today, and they tell me, no, I don't deal with voting. I have a rule for that. If you don't vote, there's no need for me to talk to you political, but I get upset because this is just, I don't know if ignorance is the right word. I'm not sure how to describe it, but I don't agree with that. That's foolishness in my opinion.
The last federal elections in this country, there was a 46% turnout. That is embarrassing.
46?
46%.
And what was this, sir?
In the last federal elections 2 years ago.
Okay.
46%. Are you kidding me? There's people around the world that stand in line, they get shot, they get beat, they get bombed, they get put in jail, and they stand in line just to vote, and you can't get up off your rear end and go down and cast your ballot?
Especially how they make it easier now. You don't have to go to the
No,
polling
for
place.
sure, man. So
What's the number for the presidential? Do you know off the top?
I don't know what the 2016 was, but
Right.
but I got to tell you that I think that this year it'll be 60%.
No, it's gonna be big.
yeah.
I think we had a big one with Obama. I think it'll be
Yeah.
close to those numbers,
Yeah.
if not better.
Yeah.
You know what the supervisor election told me that she challenged me. She says in November I want you to be at 85%. You know, which we can in November.
Yeah,
Key
no,
West.
no, we can't. No,
Key
we
West.
can't. We can't.
It's tough.
I had the opportunity to meet Doug Jones, who he's running again now, but 2 years ago he beat Roy Moore in Alabama. A Democrat beat a right-wing Republican in Alabama. And I said to him, Senator, how? And he said, hear us out. I won in Birmingham, which is Birmingham, George Wallace, those of you that are old enough, civil rights, I know Clayton knows. And he said, yeah, he said, but in Birmingham, the turnout was 97%.
What?
97%.
Hold on. 97%.
That's what it was.
Well, that's what we need. How do they make it happen? We got to follow it.
You got to motivate people. You got to get them to understand that if they don't vote, listen. If you don't vote, don't come with me to any issues. I'm 1,000%.
Well, if for example I ask you to vote and you tell me, well, I don't give a damn
I
about
have
voting.
time.
They tell me straight up they're gonna vote. They're just not
My
what
vote
they
don't
do.
count.
Yeah, so then I say, okay, well, when you ask me about the president, I say, hold on. When you vote, we'll talk. Other than that, if you can't even vote, why are you talking? If you're not going to be able to express your opinion and vote, why are you even expressing it now?
Yeah.
We got, let me see, Danielle, what's up? Voted Rossi. Okay, let's see. Mick Reed, I'm on my way. See, I apologize. I can't believe it. I love barbecue. I've been eating barbecue at the Sandbar because basically that's the only barbecue. They shut the other place down right here.
Charlie Max. Yeah, best baked beans I've ever had, Mick.
I'm on my way, but you gotta tell me something.
Bring me something. Barry Gibson is watching. Shout out, by the way, to Barry. Barry served his time on the city commission, did an outstanding job. Still super involved in the community. I know he's going through some personal issues, and I just want to send you some love, brother, and thanks for doing what you've done and continue to do for the community.
Shout out to Shades of Key West, a pioneer. Look, hold on. One time for Barry. One time for Barry.
Oh, back in the day.
Shades.
Yeah.
Barry, listen. At the end of the day, I respect you. I know Fats does, and I hope you get well. And if you don't live, there's nothing to fight for. So you got to take care of your health. Number one, especially if you ain't learned nothing, you learned this from a pandemic.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Hit the subscribe button on YouTube, watching worldwide right over here. Boop! And hit the notifications right here on Facebook. So like that, when we on the podcast, you get notified. Let me see what else we got, because we're about to get to the meat and potato. Nothing on the bat phone yet. We on standby.
You notice we keep putting this mayor's race back.
Yeah. Mike Reed, Tony, you are an absolute asset to the community. Yeah, absolutely awesome.
I am honored by that, and I appreciate it very much.
Okay, let me see here. This one, let me see what we got here. Hold on one second. Hey, Louie, Red Tater here, speaking from a local Orlando tourist standpoint. Me and my wife are on Duval once a month since 1997, waiting to see if Rossi wins before we make the jump to Key West. You are doing an amazing job. Okay,
Is the guy's name really Red Tater? I like that.
It's a production company, I believe.
Red Tater, right on, bro. Thanks for the comment.
Like you said, anybody in the process that votes out there and voices their opinion is okay in my book. So now, we're about to get to this mayor. Polls are closed. What are the numbers? Who won, Louie?
Who's asking you that?
Dion Clark. So you say that this man gets a phone. Hold on. This man gets a phone from being a commissioner, bat phone. When that phone ring, we're going to put everything on pause. But right now, we got to wait till delay like everybody else. Let me see what else. Thank you for answering my question. I love Key West. Just spent 2 weeks there in July and are still coming October 15th. Anybody that comes to Key West, Florida, I personally welcome you with open arms.
Amen.
I thank you because it's not cheap to come down here. You in the 4 digits easy.
Before we get into this, you see how I keep putting it off, right? So before we get into this, I just want to explain something.
About to go down.
Although my position on cruise ships is clear, I believe most of our residents want to see some change, something change.
Gotcha.
But let me say this. I support tourism 1,000%. We made that decision in 1930s. We had a gentleman named Julius Stone who came down. He was sent by the federal government to see what we could do, and they built the aquarium, and I don't know if you know all that. They built the aquarium and all that, and we decided that, you know what, we're lucky. We don't drill for oil. We don't manufacture. You know, it's tourism. And we're great guests, and I 1,000% support tourism. So I appreciate anybody coming down and seeing us and spending a few dollars, and we need it.
When I walk the street, you know, I come from your school, shake hands and kiss babies. We can't do it as much as we can now, but we still have the theory in mind. I thank people all the time. How you doing? Where you from? Thank you for coming. So the meats and potatoes is we're gonna have to get to it now, because sooner or later that bat phone gonna ring.
It's your turn, right?
Yeah. So now we're talking about the mayor's race. So I predict that. Number 1, Rossi, Terry Johnson. Number 2, Ricky Haxon. Number 3, nobody gets 51%. That's my prediction before that bat phone rings. This race is real stuff. This is the most heated race I've seen in a long time. Fast, what's your opinion? What's the meats and potatoes on your side?
What did I tell you 2 weeks ago?
You said 2 weeks ago somebody might take 50 plus 1.
In the last
I ain't gonna call a name yet. I'm gonna let him say it.
In the last 2 weeks, I've seen a tremendous surge of momentum by Mark Rossi. 2 weeks ago, I predicted Terry would take 51% today. I'm going to stick to that prediction just because I'm stubborn. But I think if not, obviously I think it'll be a runoff between Mark Rossi and Terry Johnston. I just want to say this. Today, my wife and I were holding our Terry Johnson signs on Flagler and Fifth, and Rick Haskins pulled up in his truck, rolled down the window, and said, "You know, guys, thank you so much for your community love and your community service. Rick, you're a class act, brother. Yeah. You're a class act. And should you get elected, same thing with Mark. If you get elected and you need me for anything, I'm about, you know what my hashtag is, community first. That comes before anything else. But a big shout out to Rick for that. That was very special. So again, I'm going to stick with what I'm going to stick with, because I think at the end of the day, she pulls 51% tonight.
So Commissioner Yaniz says 51% across the board with Terry. I say Mark Rossi, number 1, going into a runoff with Terry. With Haskins, I will say this though. Haskins will get the most vote that anybody expected to get, and don't be surprised if he sneak up there somehow in a 2 position, because as we know, these elections are crazy. Anything can happen. So what do you guys think? We're waiting on the bat phone to come in, and we'll stay here and talk until we get something that's coming in. But what an exciting time. And at the end of the day, I want to say this for the record. First of all, I don't think that Terry Johnson is a bad woman. I don't think she's a bad person. I think that she's very educated. I think she knows the issues from page 1 to 18. She knows 19 pages. It's just not for me, from what I'm seeing moving forward, and that's my right to be, state my opinion. But I don't hate the lady or have any type of hate. I don't have hate in my heart. I just don't do it. But at the end of the day, you won't even vote for one person when you go in that box.
Yeah. So then let me tell you why I support Terry Johnson. Mark and I go back 40 years or more. As a matter of fact, I love you, Mark. I remember when you were thin. I don't know if that's how. And I support Mark. But I got to tell you, there's a couple of issues, and I really lost a lot of sleep over this because Mark's been my friend for so long. But I have to tell you that I worked with both of them on the same commission. And quite frankly, Terry outworked them. And when I knew that I had to go up against Terry Johnson on a debate, I did triple the homework. Now, I will say this. Nobody runs a better meeting from the mayor's seat than Mark Rossi. He knows Robert's rules. He runs it real well. But at the end of the day, I looked at the basic. I try to vote issues. Okay? Mark Rossi doesn't want to do anything about Duval Street. I tried to bring in the EDSA, the EDSA architectural group has been doing this since 1968,
right,
to rip out the curbs and sidewalks and brick it. That was it. He opposed it. He supports cruise ships. He was the cruise ship rep, went for years to the cruise ship things. And so, it's not personal, Mark. I love you, brother. But at the end of the day, you and I are 180 degrees on what's going on. I think Terry's done a great job under a very, very, very hard time. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not on the city commission right now.
It's very difficult to be a politician right now.
It's a nightmare. And again, I think Terry's been in public service for 25 years, man. She started with Firm. She's been a city commissioner. She's been a mayor. And she's very, very involved. And again, at the end of the day with me, it was about the issues. And the issues, Terry and I are much, much more aligned on the issues than Mark and I. I don't really know a lot. You know, Rick kind of came in the race at the last minute. You know, it was like...
did a good job.
He did
a great race.
Great job. Very clean race. A very professional race.
Personable guy.
Personable guy. And here's the thing about... Let me tell you the thing about Rick. And I know he doesn't like people knowing this. You go to Rick for anything, Little League team, fundraiser, Aqua, Fantasy Fest, whatever, boxing matches, whatever you go to Rick Haskins for, Rick Haskins reaches in his wallet. And you know what, bro? I know, because I've been in those shoes, and that's a tough road to hoe, and Rick has always been 1,000% on that. So a shout out to Rick for that. Thank you.
Jason Garcia, the #1 softball coach in America, he says that if the girls softball at the Key West High School don't win the state championship, it's on him. It's a disappointment. I got James Hale. Any word on the mayor's race? We see that phone right there. As soon as that phone rings, we're gonna put it on pause. I think we're gonna give you, as soon as we get an update, we're gonna give it to you. So Yaniz, this is where we have some people coming in. So me and Yaniz are predicting the races. The only one we agree with on 1,000,000% is Wardlow. The other two, we're not on the same page on the mayor's race, and we're not on the same page of Clayton. However, if Clayton, hold
on, Louie. Hello? Yeah. Early voting and vote by mail are up. Okay, Terry's carrying 63.8% of the votes on the early and the mail-in, but let's point out that's the early and the mail-in, and it's not today's vote. Okay, how about who else is in second? Wow, Louie.
Actually, so give me them numbers.
Actually, Rick has 18.52 and Rossi has 17%.
Okay, that's early voting.
That's 6,000 votes county. That's early voting and mail-in. So let's just be clear to everybody out there before you get the bottles of champagne, whoever you're supporting, that quite frankly, this is just an early snapshot. Becky, what do we? Yeah. Yes. Right. Okay, Billy 67 to Kimball 32. And again,
hold on, 67-32. Got it.
Just to, at the risk of being redundant, this is mail-in and early voting, so it's not anybody that went to the polls today. What do you got on the Clayton Lopez, Ryan? Yep. Right, oh, wow. Talk about a spoiler. So repeat again the Clayton. 47. Ryan's at 38. And John Smith is pulling 15%. That's a great... Right.
This is really good, man.
Right. Okay. All right. Anything else you want to send out for our viewers out here? Yeah, pepperoni pizza. Oh no,
okay.
I'm kidding. No.
Thank you.
Sure.
Back phone.
No, sure.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. State senator is a horse race, 56% Democrat. Horton, is that his name?
State race.
Horton Diaz 57.
Horton.
Fernandez 44.
Stand by. We're going to give you some numbers in a minute.
Just run them one at a time, please. Dennis Ward is at 66.
Wow. Good.
And Mark Cole is at 54. Okay. Anything else out there? 3-4. I apologize. 3-4. Anything else? Carlos Jimenez, 56.
Jimenez.
66.
Oh,
66.
Jimenez, 66%.
Yes.
Got it?
Yep. Blanco is at 35, and that's for what race, Becky? Okay, that is the Republican primary, and the winner of that will take on Debbie Mukersel Power in a runoff in November. Anything else? State Rep Republican primary. Yes, that's the one where all the complaints came about people running negative ads. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Lopez is what? Millie's what?
What's the name?
41% Mooney.
41% Mooney.
Yeah, Mooney. Yeah. Lopez 32. And Suarez is at 26. That's it, right? Mike Forrester's race.
Okay.
For County Commissioner District fight, slight lead. 59% versus Robert Majeska
Jessica.
at 41.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Is there, go ahead.
We're about to give you the numbers here, so hang tight.
Okay. Okay. Hello? Yeah, is that it?
So give us an update. And
Okay. All right, Election Central.
Thank you.
Holler
Batman.
at me when you know it, okay? Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so listen, we just got some initial numbers in, so I'm gonna let the commissioner go through them, and I just want to make sure I understood everything because we don't want to give any information that's not
Sure.
1,000,000% on point.
Yeah.
So let's just get to the meat and potato on the mayor's race. This is only early voting, is that correct?
So these are the votes. These are the first.
Absentee.
These are the votes that get counted ahead of time. They are the absentee, which by the way, folks, absentee and mail-in are the same exact thing, okay?
Right.
The absentee mail-in ballot and the early voting, people that voted for right up to Sunday at 5 p.m. None of these numbers include actual voters that voted today. So it's a snapshot of an early, and you know, I've seen elections where they spin right around when
Right.
the other vote comes in.
Right.
So let's recap for our viewers here.
Okay, so for the mayor's race, okay, it shows 63.8 for Terry, 18.5 for Haskins, and 17% for Rossi.
Yes.
So let's repeat that again. This is coming in a minute ago. Terry at 63.8, Haskins at 18.5, and Rossi at 17%. I like to make a comment, and then you could go if you don't like.
Sure.
I believe that this is still not over because a lot of people came in and voted today, but that's a big number for Terry, and Haskins rode in the number 2 spot. My question to you is, can they make up this ground to go under the 50+1?
Well, let me say this to you. I know that speaking with Joyce a while back, she predicted this would be a huge, even for a primary, this would be a huge turnout.
Right.
And quite frankly, do you have to believe that more people voted early in mailing than more people voted today? Quite frankly, from my 2 cents worth, I think it's huge for Terry.
I agree.
You come in with, you know, and
It's hard to catch up on that.
here's the shocker that Rick is out getting more votes than
On the second spot.
than Mark Rossi.
What I predicted.
You did. You predicted.
I said he could come in and sneak on number 2. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
you
be
just sneak in number 2, but you had Rossi at number 1.
Yes,
no doubt.
But that you know, I think it's hard to make up this number, but it's not over to the fat lady.
No, and again, that's what makes it interesting. We should have computer numbers any second now from Election Central, and at the end, I've seen races flip on a dime. But you know, you look at some of these other races, and you realize this is very, very, very alarming for Mark Rossi and for Rick Haskins. Very, very alarming when you got when you got mail-in vote and early vote 64%. Wow.
Now let me say this. This we expected to Terry to definitely take off right from the beginning on the absentee and the mail-in. We expected that because our people are not last second people.
True.
Now, but this as we know, we've been
Rossi's our last person. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So like I said, this is a huge number now. No, maybe 63.8 for those of you just watching right now. Because people keep coming in and out. We got 63.8 with Terry, 18.5 with Haskins at number 2, creeped in on the number 2, and Rossi at 17%. Once again, this is absentee. Does that include early
yes,
voting?
Yes, it's early voting and mail-in voting or absentee. This is the two factors. Let me say this. I am going to make a prediction. The prediction is when it's all said and done, Mark will overtake Rick Haskins. But I don't think Mark can catch up to Terry.
The question is 50 plus 1.
No, I think so. She's got 64% of the vote.
So you're saying that she's going to clinch it? Like
well, 50-1, she's got 64.
Yeah. So I'm saying that it's going to be hard for them to catch up, not for her to get the 50 plus 1. I think she's on her way to getting the 50 plus 1, but we're not ready to call that yet.
Yeah, so no doubt about it. But what I'm saying to you is, she's got 63.8. All she needs is 50 plus 1.
Yes, I agree with you.
So what I'm saying is still nowhere near. Again, my prediction is she takes it.
So Terry right now is crushing the race right now. And these are the facts. We report on what's going on.
Right.
I'm gonna say this: 100% do die, whatever. I'm with Rossi. I will take no shirts off. But like I said, I play to the whistle blows, so we'll see what happens. But it looks very promising for Terry to take the race like you predicted.
Sure. And Louie, one of the reasons I like coming on your show here is that you and I can have the same opinion or different opinions, and at the end of the day, like I said before, if Mark or Rick pull this off, you have my cell number. If you need me to, whatever you need me to help with the community, I'm there. I'm just saying that's a hell of a league to catch up with.
We learned this a long time ago. Agree to disagree.
Absolutely.
I did everything I could later on the table. The people have the last say. Me and you are one person. The power go to the minority right now on the mayor's race. In case you're coming in, Terry is up big, 63.8, 18.5 for Haskins, and 17% for Rossi. Now let's go to me and Yaniz were on the same page with good old Billy Warlow, 67-32. I think that Billy should have no problem, in my opinion.
I agree, but then again, you got the same scenario. You're almost looking at the 67%. Good. I think could somebody catch up with Billy on today's vote? Anything can happen. Anything can happen in politics, but that's a huge lead, man.
I would say that is very unlikely, in my opinion, that Kim will catch up there because he don't have the power that these two basically got. So. Let's be honest right here. We know consumer math, right? We don't need to know calculus. So when we add the mayor's race, right, 18 and 17, what do we get? 35. 35 don't get you to a runoff, even if these two votes are. I'm sorry, these two totals combined.
That was my
correct.
Point. Yeah, that was exactly my point.
Okay, and I got to tell you, boy, I'm not.
Talk about a tight race. I told you that would be a tight race, and so far I'm wrong, and maybe one of those times when I'm glad I'm wrong. But that's a very, very tight race.
You want to read them? Or you want me
47. For Clayton's picking up 47, and
Ryan
38, and then
John Smith 15.
That to me, that's the big shocker here. I know. Listen, I've known John. John worked with my cousin Tony at the Humane Society back in the day, 71, 72, 73. I know John. I have a lot of respect for him. But that's two tough contenders he went up against, and I'm quite sort of surprised that he's been able to pick up 15% in there. There's a signal there, and I don't know what that is. There is a signal there. I've been an advocate, and Clayton and I fight about this all the time. I've been an advocate that in Key West, Florida, I'm not talking about anywhere else in the United States or in Florida. In Key West, Florida, I think it's time we revisit the single districts. I'm a child of the civil rights movement. Right. I've been arrested. I've been in sit-ins. I've been tear gassed. I've had all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I understand why we created single-member districts. I don't think at this point in Key West it's where we should go. Here's talk about perhaps what's a flag here. 68% of Clayton's district, the Bahama Village, is white.
Right.
Again, look, the last thing I want to do is get into the race card. White, black, I don't play that.
You know more about these than
But
me.
single district.
On the state, Horton, is that correct?
Yeah.
57%, Fernandez 44. Do you know what race this is? So we can
That's the Democratic. I don't have it on the top of my head, but to clear to me that's done deal. I think Horton wins that.
Okay.
And these two other races.
And then this one, we didn't talk about this one, but I like Dennis Ward. We forgot about that one. 66-34. That's pretty big against Cole.
Yeah.
For state attorney.
Let's talk a little bit about that. I was a big supporter of Catherine Vogel when she ran before, and for a lot of different reasons. And when Dennis beat her, I reached out to him as well. And Dennis and I have worked together on some projects. He's a good guy. He's done a good job. One of the greatest things that I think Dennis, people understand that if you go and you hold up a bank, you go to jail, right? But people don't understand if you go out there and you take 20, 30 of our lobsters that are short, you should go to jail. Why not?
Right.
You're stealing from our bank. Right. And I think Dennis done a great job of that, man.
He's not playing around.
No, he put the word out there.
Put a message out there.
If you got more than 2 shorts on your boat, you go to jail.
Who has Mike? Knows Mike? This getting down to the wire here. Mark, can you please knows? Can you give me the calculator over on this side? Who has Michael knows? Just give me the calculator right over here on that side, so we can make sure we don't play with no numbers. And then I got the Republican here. I wrote down. I think that's Jimenez, and I think that's Blanco. I apologize. 66-35.
Yeah, that's a done deal.
Yeah,
that's a done deal. And I think that that's
this one is the Republican. I'm not sure exactly. Yeah. We'll get clarification on that one. And then we have the one that's got Mooney at 41%, Lopez 32%, and Suarez 26%. You know which one that one is?
No, I don't.
All right, we'll get clarification. But then we have this one, which we do know, which is the Foster race up the Keys that's commissioner, right?
No, I don't think so. Again, and I apologize for this. I spent a lot of time looking at the political issues and the platforms of most of these.
Foster is county, believe.
Yeah, but I did not.
50 looks like 59% to 54%.
Yeah, to 40.
I think that's my right. 59%. I apologize. The mask of 41. So we're gonna get clarification. But the main thing is, for those of y'all coming in,
that's a live race. That's a live race.
Yes, it's big on the mayor's side.
Right.
And right now, as soon as that bat phone rings, this is how we doing out here.
Yeah.
We got this phone on here. As soon as it rings, we're gonna give you the play-by-play. And just touch base for those of y'all coming in here, it looks like Wardlow is off to the races. The election's not over, but he looks good. 67-32, and Terry came with a massive on the mayor's rate, 63.8. So let me get some people here. Christopher Valdez, I'm waiting for you to see what the ATL picks for mayor. I already told you. See this, Rossi. Right now we're at 17%. We're in 3rd place. Win, lose, or draw, I'm still gonna wear my shirt. Just like when I play Conch baseball, we lost a game. I don't take it off. But you know what? We'll see what happens at the end. Lou won. We got that one. Let me see. Watching your show like a Cleek Hawk all the way from LA. Thank you, Chris Webb. Thank you.
Cleek Hawk. Boy, I'll tell you what.
Bill Francis. Is it true Terry got a lot of outside money? I'm not sure because I haven't looked at her finance sheet. And we wait on that bare phone to get the results here.
Hey, Bill. Yeah, she did. A lot of it came from responsible Republicans like yourself.
Oh, wow. Okay. Glad you guys are doing this. Barry, our pleasure. This is what we do. Bill Francis, Trump, 99%. I don't think Trump's up tonight. I don't think Trump's not running tonight. I don't think in November. We're going to come back in November when it's really going to go down.
You know what I always ask, but again, we're not going to talk about Trump. No, you know what I always ask, whether you support Trump or Rossi, whoever. Here, I support Trump. Why? Tell me why. A lot of people don't tell me why. We just love him, whatever the other. Here's the answer that kills me, because the only thing that matters is my pocket. And listen, by the way, I apologize. Bill became a good friend of mine recently. He's a nice guy. him and I are able to sit down and agree to disagree. But again, tonight's not the night to talk about Trump, but perhaps Louie will have me back on election night.
No, for sure, I'm going to have you back.
And if you guys want us, we'll come back.
And listen, me and Fats, we this is our first time we actually been on doing this in our history on a live platform. So to be honest with you, we keep it blood raw. We winging it the best we can, but we're gonna give you information. A lot of people that you see coming in, but one thing that you don't have is this bat phone when you're on the commission. When you leave, they give you a little box, a bat phone. This is you. We can't tell you too much because we sworn to secrecy, so we really can't. When that phone ring, we hit a timeout like this is real. And I'm gonna tell you so. When that phone ring again, it's gonna be done.
Oh yeah. You know what they gave me when I left City Hall, and I was very appreciative because I'll be honest with you, when I ran, I didn't know they paid. I didn't know there was a paying job.
Really?
Yeah. So and then we went from $8,000 a year to eventually worked our way.
You
to
see why I love this man, and he's not just saying this to say he really didn't know that the position come with a check. I mean, so that tells you pretty much that's self-explanatory.
But let me say this in defense of everybody who runs and everybody in that commission. Nobody does it for the money. There ain't enough money in the world to put up with that BS. Yeah. But it was kind of like a little different for me when I first got involved and I got involved in the political process. I didn't know. I didn't know that they paid you.
Listen, I don't know what y'all doing tonight across the world. We're here at the Conch Republic, 90 miles from Cuba, and we are
by the way, there's people, not to interrupt you, there's people on Cuba on Facebook watching this.
Oh, yes. Shout out to Cuba. We're 90 miles away, the closest.
Dale, familia.
Yep. Shout out to Cuba. And listen, we are waiting on these results. This is the biggest thing going in the city. And like I said, I'm glad that the people are out there voting. So we're going to get you the final results. But for those of y'all checking in once again, it looks like Terry took off at 63.8 with 18.5 with Haskins and 17%. Rossi, how about that boy Haskins?
Yeah, let me make a point about this because I think it's very poignant. I think it's very timely. I think that there is an analysis that you could have drawn back in the day, and I, in the future, I will talk to Joyce about this because I think it's important in today's day and age. I don't know back in the day whether you had the majority of the vote on voting day. I think you did, and then you had some early voting and some absentee voting. I'm wondering because of the way things have changed and the pandemic, people are afraid to go outside. No, I'm wondering if this time around, the mail-in and absentee vote was a hell of a lot more than it has been in the past. That bodes well for Terry, and it bodes bad for everybody who's in second and third place. And I know Joyce is busy, but if anybody
that's a really good point because that is, you're asking a question that's common sense. Of course, that's going to be more. It's just like I hate to use this, but when you go to a funeral, people don't want to go to the funeral, but they watch it online. Because basically they don't want to, have a chance of being sick or whatever. These are the times that we live in. But I don't care how it happened. These are the numbers, and this is how they coming in so fast. So you think is any way possible they can make up this ground?
No.
You don't think there's no way. So you basically tell her the only way maybe a Hail Mary, but it don't look good.
Look, listen, and again, if Mark Rossi or Rick Haskins win, God bless him. I support him 100%. But you brought me on here to be a political analyst, and I've done a lot. Again, I didn't do a lot of homework on these other races, but in these races in particular, I've done a lot of homework. I've talked to a lot of people, and again, I truly believe that in today's balloting, you had 40-50% of the vote coming in through absentee and or early voting. And if please, I know Joyce and Griffin, God bless you. You're amazing. You're amazing at what you do, and so is your staff. And I know you're busy, but if anybody at Election Central or anybody else knows what percent of the vote no, that's not true. Whether it was a bigger increase in the mail-in and early voting this time around, because again, that bodes well for Terry.
I think it will be.
I think so, but how much is the question? Now, having said that, we can turn right around here and in the actual today vote, I mean, either one of these candidates can surge, but in looking at elections over my entire life, and I'm very, very old, Louie, I think that even this prediction early on, I would say if this was a presidential election, they'd call it.
Okay. Well, as me and you from experience know,
you ain't over till the fat lady sings.
Yeah, but Having said that, we know absentees, if you come out off the gate strong, when you take off like this, it's very tough, even without no pandemic, to come back, because you gotta, usually it's like running track.
Yeah.
You know, if you side by side, you still could, make a little run. But when you get out the blocks like this, it's very tough. Not impossible, but very tough. The fat lady is taking the stage. Chris, we'll call it when we get the bat phone. Let me see. Jason Perez is watching. Thank you, Steve. Boo, hey, it is what it is. Ain't no need to be crying over spoiled milk. These are the numbers. We just give you the numbers. And like I said, win, lose, the draw. I'm 100% loyal. This is why we have election. So it's all good. The snappers are biting at White Street Pier. Okay.
All right. Let's throw this over.
James Hill, that's sad. This is why it's an election. Just like if you allow me, you talked about Trump.
Sure.
They have people that really get paid a lot of money, way more than me, to analyze the election. And they had the election all wrong last time completely with the polls. So that's why, because of the last election, I only got to learn things one time. I don't want to never listen to a poll again.
You know, one of the big issues in our country today is the Electoral College. Quite frankly, they're calling the race for Billy.
Billy, so that's official?
Yeah, that's official.
Okay, Billy Warlow, one time. Okay, so me and you, we won for one on that one. On Billy Ward, congratulations, Billy, well deserved.
Yeah.
Man, you've been out there for a long time, and the people have spoken. This is overwhelming. So the Billy Warlow has won his election. We're going to call that one. Go ahead, Fats.
I just wanted to say, so the Electoral College, and when you say the polls were all wrong, Hillary Clinton got 3 million more votes than Donald Trump. But
that's fact.
And let me say this, because and my brother Clayton will know how long him and I have fought together in this. The Electoral College was put together when the founding fathers were creating a map for our country. And the reality was, in order to get the southern states on board, they had to say, no, it can't be one man, one vote. It has to be an Electoral College. Now that creates some strange dynamics.
Right.
So you win the popular vote, and you lose the Electoral College. But having said that, all the pollsters were so wrong. Remember, the pollsters had it 2 or 3 points between Trump and Hillary. And again, God, I know Bill Francis. Bill, don't say.
Can I ask you a quick question?
No, just real quick.
Cool.
You got states right now that got 11, 12, 13 points for Biden. That's not a 3-4%.
Okay, go ahead, give it to him, Fats.
Yeah, TV's calling Forrester's race 2. Hang on, I'll get some more information. What?
Yep, they're still waiting on the other one. So Foster up the keys for the commission seat. He has won, so that is done. So we're going to scratch that race. So we got 2 races called right now, Warlow and Foster, and then we're coming in bat phone now. Now it's about to go down right now. Yeah. It's sad that people think that changing Key West is a good idea. Listen, at the end of the day, facts will tell you what we got.
Yeah. So that race between Forster and
that's for Sylvia C.
Yeah, that was Sylvia.
That's county.
Sylvia C. For Forster, and I'm getting some positive. But getting back to that, so I think that when you have a lot of polls, it depends who you call. Right. And so those polls will run, Louie C. Rock is 6 points ahead of Yaniz. Right. But there's a 3-4 point differential. And that's what happened with Hillary. But again, they could be 100% wrong again. But I will tell you that when you have 9, when you have 11, when you have 13-point leads in states like Florida and Wisconsin, anyways, we will talk about Trump.
Now, what I see.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go on the bat phone. Wait. There's a bat phone.
All I got was a damn sign that said Yaniz for committee. No, actually, Greg Velez, who I love. Greg Velez.
So right now we have called 2 races: the Warlow and Foster race, which we talked about as county. Let's see.
No, I just got this on here, and I want to add to everybody else. Bill Becker is retiring.
That boy has been at it for a while, I'll be honest.
I'll tell you, you never know how much you can appreciate a friendship or a professional until you butt heads. And Bill Becker and I did a couple of times when I was commissioner. We did. On the air, we butted heads. But at the end of the day, he is truly a journalist. And he has done an amazing job. And he does his homework, and he's quick. And so thank you, Bill. Thank you for all your time and all your love and everything you've done for
Bill
the community.
Becker out there at Florida Keys Media with me, Rick Lopez, GM down there. You know, it's going to be hard to fill those shoes, no doubt.
No doubt.
I was thinking about the last issue of member districts today. Each commissioner vote affects all Key West. So far, thus reason alone, we should go back to voting for our commissioner. There you go. Yaniz going to call it. I'm not even looking. Bat phone, stand by.
Right. Sure. Slow down. Right 20.2. And then write the other one. What's the next one? Yeah. 19. Yeah. They're calling it. What did she get? Terry got 60.1% US 1 6058, and US 1 Radio is calling the race for Terry winning the mayoral race for the city of Key West.
Flat out.
Flat out.
Okay, so the mayor, Terry Johnson has won outright. Got
Yes.
well, you know the exact percentage, Tony?
Yeah,
Terry?
60. Well, give me the Terry again. 60.58, 20.2 for Mark Rossi. And that, I told you he'd overtake him. Yep. Yeah. And that's 7 out of 8 precincts.
But they called it though.
Yeah.
US 1 we
Who
could go
called
with.
it? US 1 called it? Who?
I think she said US 1.
Who is they?
Bill Becker.
It's US 1 Radio, Bill Becker. All right. Listen, Electra Central, keep us in the loop here.
And Clayton.
Go ahead and repeat.
I'm gonna give you all the numbers here in a minute. It's the bat phone.
How do you
real.
figure that?
It's for real right now.
Right.
I got you. Let me know what you got.
Okay. So 3 out of 4 precincts in Clayton Lopez district, and Clayton District 6, and Clayton Lopez has 47.33.
Right.
Ryan 34.75, and John Smith 17.92. So that's a runoff. That's less than 200 votes, but 3 out of 4 of the precincts have reported on that one. Is anybody calling that one? Not yet. They're not calling that one, so that one's still wide open. Right.
This one.
Okay, so here's an interesting fact that Terry has 5,000 votes, correct? Approximately 5,000 votes. How many votes does Mark Rossi have? 1,600.
Wow.
And how many votes does Rick Haskin have? Okay, so the magic question is, how many votes are left in that precinct 8? Right. Oh, yeah.
We're gonna get to it in a minute.
Go ahead.
Hang tight.
Go ahead.
This is real out here.
Okay. So does that mean they're going forward with them? Okay. So the approval for the GMO mosquitoes was approved tonight. They're going to go ahead and move through with that.
Okay.
Right. So there's no info as to where they're going to release them, but they are going to release them.
Okay.
Anything else, election? They just called me for Dennis Ward as well.
Good. Okay, so Dennis Ward victorious tonight.
Congratulations, Mr. Ward. Great job. What else? Bye. You got bye. Yeah.
So I think you got it. You want to tell them?
Tell what?
Tell them again, because more people are coming in. So obviously we have a mayor. We have a
so 7 out of 8 precincts reporting, and Terry Johnson has 60+% of the vote.
So Fats beat me on that. The only thing we forgot, me and Fats were supposed to place a wager on the air, but we got too excited.
Yeah, so
Thank God for me.
So US 1 Radio has called it for Mayor Terry Johnson to be reelected. Apparently there's 7 out of 8 precincts, but there's just not enough votes
to make it
and
up.
that 8 precinct.
And that's what we thought, Fats, that it could make it up. And I want to say congratulations, Terry. The people have spoken, and I respect that decision, and also for everybody that voted. Clayton, now I don't know. It's still he still could creep. Do you know how many precincts are left?
Yeah. There's so that's a very interesting race. You have 47 and change, 34 and change, 17 and change.
Yeah, it's close.
So actually, we have that's why we need to keep
an eye on. Yeah.
You have one more precinct. There's 4 precincts in the district, and one has still not reported. Clayton may squeak it out.
Commissioner, let me ask you a question.
I know that'll make Pam love you, baby. I hope it's.
No, but this one, like I said, once again, the people have spoken. Worst case for Clayton, he going to a runoff. That's worst case. We know that. That's a million %. Yeah. But, Commissioner, and once again, we do basic math around here. Depending on those 4 precincts, right? Depending where they at. If they strong for Clayton, I don't know which one they are that are missing. He could surge them little 3 points, and it could happen.
Well, there's 3 precincts in Bahama Village, and we talked about the demographic earlier. So I don't want to even bring that up again. But having said that, I mean, yeah, he is.
You only need 3.
Well, not even that. 2.77. He's 2.77. Clayton
could happen.
Clayton, and that's why I said, Pam, don't let you can breathe now, hon. But yeah, he can definitely.
And then, were you surprised, sir, on the number 2 and 3?
No, I was surprised. Well, yeah, I was surprised that John got almost 18% of the vote. I really was.
Okay, so that was surprising.
Yeah, I really do.
And then our gentleman Dennis Ward race has been called, correct?
Yeah, that has been called, and that's no surprise to me. Dennis is, like I said, he's done a great job in there. He's been there. And so, anyways.
Let's see, Renee checking in. Bill is just breaking fats, okay. Renee Balls, okay, laughing out loud.
I'm just busting my balls.
Hi, Tony. Why should I support Trump? Is it because he's for USA and its people? He's for law and order. He's for working people.
Here's the answer. We're not talking Trump tonight. Okay. Vote for who you want. Support who you want.
Trump's not up tonight.
Give him money. Do whatever you want.
But Trump's not up tonight.
No, Trump's not up tonight.
All right, but let me tell you right now.
Quite frankly, I'd vote for a ham sandwich before I voted for Trump, but that's okay.
We the whole nation gonna watch. By the time we get to November, we're really gonna be ready.
We're gonna be big.
Yeah. But thank you all so much. Like I said, my guy wasn't successful. Congratulations again to Terry Johnson. She ran a good race, and you called that one right. So Billy Wardlow, we both called that one, and then the tiebreaker here is What was your prediction on Clayton? You said Clayton might not pull it out today.
No, I thought Clayton was going to lose flat out. I really did, and I'm kind of elated that I was wrong.
So if I get this one, I'm 2 for 1 on. If Clayton,
no, we're 1-1.
Well, I got you got the Mary, you won.
Yeah.
And then Billy, we agreed.
Yeah.
And then Clayton, I win.
So it's 1-1.
Okay.
That's conqueror.
Yeah, we tied for Billy Ward.
Yeah,
right. Okay.
Yeah.
So we call it a tie. Okay, let me see. Bill Francis causing trouble. We don't have trouble around here.
Nah, he's Professor, good guy, man.
John Thompson, some change is good, but to what extent? Absolutely gigantic. Okay, well.
Red Tater!
Listen, sometimes we play the game. As you know, we ain't won all state championships. Terry got a victory, so be it. I will say this, though, and I want you to explain this to these people. How many votes do you get up there in the city commission? How many people vote?
7.
Okay, so if the mayor votes one way and there's 4 going the other way, motion no pass, right? So she gets 1 vote like everybody else. No. So these other elections are very important also.
Sure, but let me just say this. The one thing that I tended to be a little dynamic, a little bit emotional when I was a commissioner because it's in the blood. And one of the things that Terry Johnson pulled me to aside after I lost a horrible resolution, and she pulled me to the side and said, "Commissioner, you need to learn how to count to 4." And she was absolutely right. So these races are very, very important.
Right.
And
each race counts.
Yeah.
Tony, what does Key West look like for tourists going forward if Terry wins? Well, Terry has one. Let's be clear. And what does Duval look like? And I think we just talked about 7 people up there.
Yeah, Red Tater. Look, listen. A lot of the things that have happened on Duval and tourism were Governor DeSantis, were Mayor Heather Carruthers. whether Mark Rossi had won this or Terry or Rick, they can't turn around and open up all to Wall Street. We have CDC guidelines, these COVID-19 guidelines. It's not like Terry's saying, I'm going to close it all down, and if had Mark won, they were going to open it. No, that's.
Well, Mark or whoever was up there only got one vote. At the end of the day, where I had issue about it is I like people to vote for the majority and 7 people to vote. And what I like to see is the whole diocese vote. I don't like to see whether it's Terry or anybody just have the only decision, because that's not how that structure is meant to work.
And Bill Francis is going to get on me on this, okay, because he's going to come at me with Trump, because I agree with you, and I was always a big fan. As a matter of fact, I fought hard to put the study to widen the channel to a referendum. Right. I fought hard for that. So I think everybody, and it was 4-3, and we won, and we put it to a referendum, and 80% of the people didn't even want the study.
Right.
So I believe that decisions should be made by the 7 people that are elected. But there are times when a mayor has to enforce emergency orders. Bill Francis, there are times when President Trump has to enforce executive emergency orders. I'll give you that. So it wasn't, there's time with that.
I'm gonna let you answer this one, and then I just want people to come in here. We're waiting on the crucial one with Clayton, correct? We're waiting on the final one with Clayton Lopez, and you could answer who is winning. You want to break that down? Who has won now?
Yeah. So Michelle, big love to you and your husband and your family. Just so you know, US One Radio has called the race for Terry Johnson. They have called the race for Billy Wardlow. They have called the race for Dennis Ward. I'm missing somebody.
And did we get Foster? Did they call the race?
Foster for
county
for Sylvia Murphy's
the county committee.
And I'm going to miss Sylvia. When I first got elected, and I got in a little bit of trouble by pounding the desk a little bit and trying to do what my constituents wanted. She came to me and said, "Damn it, don't change a thing. I love you just the way you are." So thank you, Sylvia, for your service. And
so we're waiting on Clayton Lopez here, and that would be the final meats and potatoes. Yeah. And that's a big race. But I got to tell you, our boy Clayton came up big. Now he surprised you. So we're waiting on this bat phone. This bat phone is critical to the operation. Let me get as many people as we can in here. Replying to Red Tater. Red Tater, Duval looks to be closing to vehicles. Ships will be sunk. More small businesses will close, and Terry will get her vision of turning Key West into Martha's Vineyard. Okay, I like the comment, and you could go. First of all, once again, in case you don't understand how things work, he just said that you have to count to 4. So you have 7 people up there, and then they call an agenda item and they vote. So Terry don't run the whole city. She's ahead of the city, but she needs other 3 votes to get passed down. You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's why you have 7 people in that commission. So, the advocate. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to take issue with. That the ships will be sunk and ships will be sunk. Listen, you're born and raised here. My position always was a compromise. The original ban the ships, I said that would not work. We have tried to come up with a compromise. Royal Caribbean Lines have said perhaps they could work with us. But I will tell you this as somebody who loves Key West dearly. Having 8, 10, 12,000 people come off the cruise ships 4 or 5 times a week, destroying our reef is something that I cannot endorse. And from an economic perspective, you have 1 million tourist passengers coming up with 8% of the economic pie, and the other 1 million tourists coming up with 92% of the economic pie. Well, Bubba, I'm going to tell you who I want to get in bed with. So, but having said that, Louie is completely correct. Terry cannot. Terry doesn't want Martha's Vineyard, and neither do I. But it is what it is.
She's one vote, and like I said. Somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. You got this gentleman, that's your man, so I'm going to let you handle that one. We're waiting on the Clayton Lopez election, so we could bring you that last result. You want me to read that, or you got it?
No, Bill Francis, that does not matter. Popular vote. You'd have California and New York electing your president. That's exactly why the Founding's father elected the Electoral College. Yeah, Bill, that and the fact that the southern states wanted to keep slaves. That's the other side of it.
So, Bill, listen, what we're going to do today, because Trump, once again, is not running today. We're going to get to that. Today ain't today, because we got so much. We can't even keep up the hitting left, right. But I got to tell you, we're waiting on that Clayton Lopez result, and then we'll have everything on the meats potato. My job is to make sure all of y'all voices be heard. Martha Marshall, new numbers. Wardlow wins, Foster wins, Terry Johnson wins, and Dennis Ward wins. Did I miss anybody?
Nope. I don't
Okay,
think so.
okay. Red Tater says the electoral college is a sacred thing in my mind, so that the cities don't rule the country aside. So let me see. I had a little glitch here. Okay, so we just wait, like I said, on this last race, and we'll see how Lopez comes in. So Commissioner Yaniz is firing up that bat phone and see if we got up there. Matter of fact, he's gonna go in and break in. He's gonna break into.
You know, I got a diploma, like a certificate, and a thing that says parking for commission. Anything else on the Clayton race? I know that. Yeah, so he's, yeah. So it's 47%, but he needs 3 points, and there's a precinct not reporting. Can he pull it off with that precinct, or is not enough
Nobody
votes?
called it.
Right. Okay, go ahead. But US1 has not called that race, correct? All right.
All right.
Let me know.
So we're gonna get an update for you on the Lopez here race in a minute.
For that district, it's Keys Energy's precinct that is not,
Okay.
which is 5 district, yeah, and
It's gonna be tough.
right, precinct 5, yeah.
Ron Bailey, I see you. I'm working out here hard with Yaniz, and we're trying to break this Lopez race.
Okay, so right now in precinct 5, Clayton and Ryan, they're in a dead heat. They're 8 votes apart.
8?
Yeah.
8 votes, you said?
8.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Another
Still going to runoff. Then.
Another Key West cliffhanger for sure.
Okay. Hey, y'all got to stay. We got to stay here till we find this out.
Right. For him to gain the 3%. Okay. 42% turnout for a primary. That's outstanding.
Yeah, I told you. All right, Yaniz, we're going to get back to it.
Go ahead.
42% voter turnout.
Okay.
Gentlemen, thank you for checking in,
Okay.
darling.
All right, let me know if you hear anything from Becker or anybody else on that.
On the Clayton.
On the Clayton issue. Thank you so much.
All right, so let's be clear. So on the Clayton Lopez race, worst case is going to a runoff.
Yeah, the word on the street right now, there's not enough votes in that district to bring Clayton over the 50 plus 1.
Yeah, well, we're not going to call it because we don't supersede US1 radio. So as soon as they call it, we're going to call it. But it looks that we're going to a runoff.
We may have to call Mick and send for some smoked wings and some beans, bro.
Hey, listen, I'm on my way.
We'll be here for a while.
Tony, listen, this has been incredible. You know, me and you, we this was no script. You know, me and Tony just basically chopped it up, and here we are. But I enjoyed myself. Obviously, I didn't come victorious on my Rossi side, but like I said, it is what it is. But talk about this though, 42.
Yeah.
And tell them how huge that is on the voter turnout.
Yeah, again, the race hasn't been called, and we, from what I'm hearing, is we may be here a while if they call that one at all tonight.
Okay.
But,
So we'll keep that in mind.
the prevailing wisdom right now is that Clayton cannot pull it off tonight.
Okay. So we might have to go off air without calling that race, but it looks like it'll be going to a runoff. That's what it looks like, but it's not called. I want to be clear on it.
That's correct. Nobody's called that race. It's the only race that has yet to be called. And again, apparently the number of votes. In other words, if Clayton got all of that fifth precinct, if he got all the votes,
which is not going to happen,
he could not get the 50 plus 1.
Right. And I'm pretty sure that they're in the verge of calling that race.
Yeah.
Knowing my people over there, US1 radio, they're just probably checking, and that's the only precinct left. For that particular race, one precinct.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay,
and apparently there's a very, very few number of registered voters at that district.
Okay. So for all intents and purposes, Clayton's going to run off. So I'm gonna let you break it down nice and easy. Take your time. We got everybody in here, which that's what I do. Make sure that everybody came in.
And thank you guys for all the compliments.
Yeah, and thank you, Tony. You did an excellent job. We had a lot of stuff on the table today, but I think this is a lot of stuff already.
So you think want me to come back on the 4th and we'll do the...
Yeah, because I got to tell you, if this man, once he win, he like me, we friends and all, but once we get a victory, we turn up like some of y'all going to turn up.
Right.
Today, see where I come from, and Tony comes from this school, I wear this shirt proudly. I wear my hat proudly. Just like if I played, like I got the shorts with the Key West Conch. If we played and we took an ass whipping, we took an ass whipping. I'm not gonna go home and change it. I know you like that too.
No, and not only that. But let me. By the way, guys, that's water I'm drinking out there. So, by the way, what I want to reach out to everybody that ran, win, lose or draw. Thank you for your service. Thank you for the courage, Louie. You know this. You were on my campaign, 2 of my campaigns. It takes a tremendous amount of courage to run for office, and a tremendous amount of courage to join a committee and try to elect somebody. So thank you for your service. Thank you for your courage. And the one thing that I will ask everybody is, whoever wins, whoever did not win, please reach out to the winner and say, what can we do so that it's community first? Because that's my hashtag. And listen, guys, we live in a 2x4 mile island. We know when the storms come, whether they be figuratively or literally, if we don't take care of each other and take care of our neighbors, we don't stand a chance. Because you know what, folks? The people of 150 miles up the road, they don't give a damn.
And I want to say this, and I want to thank every candidate that ran, because it takes a lot to run out there.
Of course.
And like I said, unfortunately, somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. And we were pretty much spot on. Me and you hit it on the head. You pretty much said that it's going to be 50 plus 1, but I didn't think you expected over 63.
No, I thought she'd take 54, 55%. In all of these local races, anyways, I talk to a lot of people on the street. I still get calls from people. I talk to a lot of people on the street and and texting on Facebook and stuff like that, and the messages and I felt a very, very, very strong wave supporting Terry. And that's why I felt the way I did. The other ones I wasn't so close about. I'm pleasantly surprised that Clayton is. And
I'm happy because I know that I wanted to boost Mr. Commissioner Lopez's spirits, because I felt his spirits were a little bit low. I know him, and I say that.
I agree.
And I think that he did a fabulous job. So now,
and he's turned out.
Yep. And like I said, if you got 2 years left, let the man finish what he got to do. I'm going 100%. Behind him, and this will tell you, and I will say this, and I say this, and I'm just going to keep it blood raw. Signs do not vote. We know this or whatever. You could have 1 million signs. We've seen people with 1 million signs, and we've seen people with 10. At the end of the day, you go in that voter's box and you vote whoever you want. Gotta run. Love y'all, fat. Okay, Bill, thank you.
Is rigged. Come on. Yeah. I hope it's a joke. This local election is rigged. Come on.
Lauren, this is meat and potato. Okay, so Fats, I'm going to let you take it out and break down all the elections, who won, who's victorious, and then we'll get out of here. It's on you, nice and easy.
Yeah. So Terry won it all straight out tonight with 60+% of the vote. She doesn't need to go into runoff. Pretty much the same numbers for Billy Wardlow. And then the one Dennis Ward, Mr. Forrester, who's running for Sylvia Murphy's seat on the county commission, and then of course the one that still has us here holding our breath is the Clayton Lopez, Orion, John Smith race, which is still too close to call, and apparently there's not enough votes in that one precinct 5, that has not reported to put Clayton over the top.
So I'm going to say, and I think Tony agreed, we're not calling it because it's US 1 is superseded what we got going on. Right. I would say 99% Lopez is in a runoff.
Oh, no. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm kidding. He 100% is in the runoff. Okay. You can't. These two guys can't come up.
That one precinct can't. Yeah, they just haven't called the race, and that's what it is.
I'll go a step further. It's a runoff between Dr. Ryan and Clayton Lopez. Flat out.
Yeah. So, Yaniz, I love you. I learned a lot of stuff here on the show. I thank you so much, but I'm glad what you said today, that we have to agree to disagree,
Okay.
and we have to sit at the round table when we don't look at stuff eye to eye because the community is too small, and if we're gonna get back to one human family, we gotta start talking again.
Yeah, when you have a 2x4 Mile Island, any major issue should be an open door. And you know, I tried to do this with the cruise ship.
Right.
Should be an open door for all sides to sit at a table and speak. Because it's not about getting your way, it's about being listened to. And if you don't provide a chair for all stakeholders in these major issues, then there's hard feelings. And so the next thing and the next thing and the next thing become polarized.
Okay.
And you know what? We're too small for that.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you all this straight up because I'm a straight shooter on the air, and I've even talked to Tony about that. Tony, looks like you're gonna be coming to the show. We talked about this once a week until we head into November and above and beyond, because I think the people enjoyed you.
Sure.
I think that you know, we get a lot of stuff done together.
Sure.
And I come from the Key West Conch baseball squad. Teamwork made the dream work.
Right.
We love y'all. Thank you for voting. And it's not over till the Fat Lady sings in November, but today Fat Lady has spoken mostly in all races. You have a good day. We love
Thanks
you.
for watching.
And stay out of trouble. Ha!